Hey Taurus, welcome to my, April 2020 energetic forecast for the month. And please excuse my using whatever table's available. I've got some things that have moved around and I'm deskless at the moment. Please remember to check your moon and rising, as this reading may not resonate with all of you. So here we've got the fourth house, and this is about your home. And of course, we know a lot of people all over the world had to bunker down, and a lot of us were at home. But this also has a lot to do with your roots. So I feel here in April, things are going to come out. So I feel like there's going to be some discoveries and perhaps even a medicine that is not discussed right now, but is still in the, I want to say, it's secretive right now. And I know that they have discussed a lot of different medicines in regards to helping these symptoms along with this COVID-19. And April will still be a lot about the COVID-19. I feel that I just heard actually what the president said, that it's another couple weeks that before we are able to go back to work. And there still could be some changes as we move forward. But I still see energy around the home in April, actually for a lot of us. But this is going to mean something for Taurus because I am reading Taurus right now. And we've got Libra. So some of you, I feel like, and I'll pull the tarot cards in a little bit, I feel like there have been some changes at home. And perhaps some of you have been separated from family or your children. And maybe some of you listening to this video had unfortunately got COVID-19. And so you've had to be quarantined at home. I do feel, though, that April is a breakthrough. So we do have something to look positive towards, something positive here. And the Libra energy, I feel here, has a lot to do with how the governors and the mayors and the prime ministers and, everything else, how they really actually look at their state or city or even country almost individually. It's a shame that we just didn't do the lockdown all at the same time, but I don't really want to get into the politics of this. All I know is that for you, Taurus, there is going to be a lot of again, connecting to home and really diving deep into your roots. And I've already kind of mentioned all of that. Also, too, relationships. I feel relationships are important in the month of April. Now, I am actually doing this reading March 24th, 2020. So we're not actually into April right now. Some of you may be viewing it before it becomes April. Some of you during April. We've got the first house here, and I'm going to pull one more card, which is Capricorn. And we still have that stellium in Capricorn going on, which really kind of affected a great deal of us. So, excuse my hands. They're so dry from washing them, and then I can't get this no-chip nail polish off, which really stinks. So, really, April is a month, and I'm just giving you astrological energy. This has nothing to do with what's going on in the progress and transit world of the universe, although things just kind of mirror and resonate anyways, depending, even with me reading these cards. I do feel like that some of you will, maybe some of you will not be returning to the same job. Maybe your job is no longer available when these things end. But I do feel that a lot of you will make a lot of different transformations during this cycle when things return back to normal. I'm not going to read right now. I mean, you can go onto my Facebook page. I do a lot of, or my Facebook group. I do a lot of predictions there, and I go live. So I'd love for you guys to join me. So April 2 is about money. You know, I feel like for some of you, that money isn't there that you had prior to a lot of the shutdowns. Perhaps maybe you spent a lot of money or just to upkeep your living space. But we've got the devil here, and the devil tells me that there are just a feeling of being stuck or feeling the lack of what's the word I want to use for it? Just feeling the lack of really being connected to a lot of different things as we move through April. And I feel like it's just been some of you have experienced quite a bit of loss, but you do have new beginnings. There's a new adventure for you in April. And I do feel like some of you may actually learned a lot of lessons during this crisis. And I feel like some of you may decide to change your career or your job. So like I said, I felt like some of you actually lost your job, or what you're going back to is not the same. And we've also got the Six of Swords here, which to me represents a trip or a journey. This can be by water, it could be a cruise, it could be flight. But I do feel like slowly they will be opening up a lot of the borders to different countries gradually. So I do feel like that there will be travel coming up in April, and good. I mean, that's kind of good that we're opening up. But the only thing is, I'm just not really totally sure that this is going to make it anything better. But I get it about the economy. And a lot of us are in that position of feeling the economy. So the Six of Swords is not just about just travel. It's also about selecting a new journey, selecting a different outcome. It's also about, putting things together, really looking at things where you can try to overcome the anxiety or the difficulties you've experienced. I want to say probably for the past maybe 6 weeks or more of your life. And there's people from all over the world that watch this video. And some people in different parts of the world, like South Korea and China and Italy and Spain, that have been going through this before we have been in the United States. So I'm sorry to have to bring this in the reading, but a lot of what's going on is going to still circulate around your life. But yeah, I do feel that for some of you, you've got also a long distance relationship. And I feel like in April, going forward in May, there may be ways to come together now and, where you can be together. Some of you are thinking maybe even moving and going to work overseas, or somebody may be coming overseas to visit you. This might be something that's happening in April, or it could just be something that you're planning on happening in the near future. So we've got the Seven of Swords here, and that's why I said planning, because this to me is the planning card. This is the card of getting things going, trying to get your dreams in the mix here. And dreams, always to me, dreams, it's really good to dream. As long as you can believe in them and get going on the manifestation of them. But it's a card that just says things are going to get better for you. And I feel like it just swarms around. Let me see. Okay. A card fell and I had the opportunity to pick it up, but Spirit just like rolled it underneath my sofa. So I guess it doesn't want to be a part of this reading. So I'm not going to go get it. But yeah, there's hope. And it circulates around being with others and missing your friends and missing your lover if you can't be with them. And travel eventually coming back into your life and plans being made to move forward, plans to be made in, travel and just getting together. And you have something new. Like I said, I feel like some of you will be changing your career and or going back to school to change your career. We've got the Five of Swords here, and that's about feeling a loss. I feel like you feel defeated in something that is regards to love. And, maybe a lot of things have transpired over the last 2 months, and I feel like somebody has abandoned you or just walked away from you. Maybe you haven't heard from them through this whole time of change and transformation. And so you're disappointed, especially with the Five of Swords. You were hoping that there could be a connection between the two of you again. And, with the Eight of Cups, this is about abandonment, just being really disappointed. Like, where were you? How come you didn't stay in touch? Also, too, this also can have something to do with just all the changes that are happening in your life. I've got the Tower here. It also could be about, disappointment about you not being asked to return to a job, or what you had before is no longer. It's like I'm just feeling like there is a loss here. And some of you may have experienced more than that. It's like something personal. Because there's been a lot of things going on here and lots of losses. And with the falling tower, or I should just say the Tower, but it's called falling tower here in these cards. This is about the change. It's about the transformation. It's about the abandonment and how you're going to deal with it with the Two of Wands. It's about feeling the loss and how you're going to come back to feeling good about yourself and really just trying to make things work in a different way. Because I just feel like we haven't even seen it yet, okay? But it's coming, where things are just going to be different and how we do things are going to be different. And there's still a lot of just energy that we're not seeing. But I can tell you there are going to be changes in the economy. There are going to be changes in the economy worldwide. There's going to be a lot of shifts, especially here in America and in Europe. There has been quite a bit of money put into this. So, government officials will definitely be feeling that loss. And so will companies. So we've got the Nine of Wands and the Two of Wands. And here I feel that Two of Wands to me it's fire energy. So this is about you, taking empowerment in your life, healing wounds that are still open. And with the Nine of Wands, I mean, it's checking in with your expectations, that perhaps your expectations are a little bit too much. And this is what's leading you to disappointment too. It's possibly too that somebody could have told you somebody's coming back in your life and they haven't returned. A lot of you may just be totally at a level of stress where you're actually walking away. But the Nine of Wands is a stressful card. It can also be a deceptive card. So maybe what's happening here in this relationship is somebody walked off to somebody else, or you walked off to somebody else. We've got the King of Wands, which is represents fire. Could be Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries. And I really feel like you trusted this person and this person just totally let you down. But this person, I don't know. To me, they feel like a fatherly energy. Maybe what's happening too is like some of you who are getting child support or depending upon support from a father energy to your children, whether that father is the real father or, I mean, the biological father or a stepfather or somebody else that's come in your life. But I just feel like you are calling for support and you are struggling with it in the month of April. But the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands, this here, I love this. Okay, so we're just going to leave this behind for a moment. Here I feel a lot of you will be closer to your soulmates and your twin flames. I also feel like a lot of you will have an opportunity in April. It's almost, I feel like maybe a lot of you met people online while you were bunkering down, or you came up with new ideas of how to find somebody in your life. But yeah, this here is also dealing with what happened during the crisis. Okay, now don't forget, like most of April we will still be balancing and we will still be keeping ourselves safe, and we'll be dealing and trying to make up for losses, especially people over in the service business who basically didn't have any money coming in because their companies didn't pay them, and suddenly find themselves in a crisis of unemployment. And then some of you will be returning because I do feel like some of these businesses are going to cut back. I do feel like there's going to be layoffs, and I do feel like the economy is going to slow. It might take off where it's like, yay, this is great. The stock market is up, money, the currency's moving and blah, blah, blah. And then suddenly over the summertime and into the fall, there's a huge change. And there's a lot of changes left to come. So that's what I'm getting with the Eight of Swords. This is about really dealing with, the sickness that's all been around us, and dealing with all of the conflicts and the crisis that came with it. And I do feel like we're still going to be dealing with the COVID-19 in April. Okay, I just feel like there will be a breakthrough, there will be a discovery that will help lessen the ones that are really sick, and the ones that do get sick will have to quarantine at home. I do feel like they're still struggling how to work the social distancing in many locations. So yeah. All right, let me just go ahead and see what the bottom card is here, or just a card. So we've got the Two of Pentacles, and I want to say, out of the crisis, through love and through finances, came a lot of support for some of you, and for some of you it just became a loss. But out of this, what I'm feeling is you can create new, pure abundance out of this. I really feel like you can, because this card, I don't want to say the losses have already been here, but what I want to say is this card is like learning things through the experience that we just recently had with COVID-19 and making yourself a stronger person, empowering, really, really digging deep right now to figure out where you want to go, where you want to journey. All right, Taurus, I'm going to leave you with this reading. Thank you so much. Please remember to subscribe, like my video. Please share it with your friends and family, your loved ones. And I'm so grateful that you're here with me. And I just want to wish you so much blessings, so much love, and so much protection. Take care.